Hey everyone, welcome back to another short meditation. I had like a quick 2-hour gap in between clients at the gym, and so I popped down here. It's a beautiful day, so I thought I'd film a short meditation for you guys. Now, something that I've been learning quite a bit or experiencing a lot in my meditations is the idea of the gap time between action and reaction. So when something pops up, whether that's external or internal, meditation can really help us extend this pause in between that happening and our reaction to it. So I don't know if you've ever experienced something happening and then you immediately come in with a response. In meditation, we learn to slow down, to notice how we're wanting to respond, and then we get a choice. Once we become aware, we get to choose how we can react. And sometimes that's not the way that we initially react. I personally had to experience this a lot in my last week with just things coming up, just learning to slow down, to breathe, sometimes to let things go. So we're going to tune into that a little bit more in our practice today. Find yourself in a comfortable seat. You might be cross-legged, you might be kneeling. I really like to sit with a bolster in between my legs and have my feet wide. Just the most important thing is that you can find length through the spine. Close down the eyes if that feels comfortable. Otherwise, just keep your eye gaze on one point that isn't moving. Soften the shoulders, letting the hands maybe rest in the lap or on your knees. Letting the shoulders kind of sit on top of the pelvis. Allowing the mouth, the jaw to soften. The space between the eyebrows and the eyelids, letting those soften. And letting the breath just naturally come in through the nose and out through the nose. And we might just start with some slightly bigger breath to help tune us into what it feels like to be in our body here. So breathing into the belly, the ribs and the chest, feeling that big balloon of the lungs expand and press out. And then as you exhale, letting the abdominal wall draw inwards, the lungs to deflate. And naturally, when we sit down and we close our eyes, certain things will pop up. Whether that be stories, thoughts, memories. And sometimes, I know this has happened to me personally in a meditation, where you remember something and it causes you to tense, or it can cause you to create small impulsive movements, whether that's kind of flicking the hands or moving the shoulders or scrunching up the face. Maybe not. It all depends on the day and what pops up for you. But if this happens, see if you can create awareness of it, and you don't necessarily stop it at this stage. Just notice this action is causing this reaction. The more we can notice patterns within ourselves and what causes these kind of triggers to arise, or what may be triggering us to have these reactions, the more we can potentially choose in the future to shift this reaction. React to a reaction that perhaps causes less pain for us or maybe people around us. So we'll sit here for about 3 to 5 minutes of stillness. And I encourage you to notice. And then maybe eventually we can extend that gap time. And just starting to take some deeper breaths. Calling your attention back inwards. If you've noticed it's kind of floated away a little bit. Everything that we practice in our meditation has a purpose, and it means that when we go out into the rest of the day and we interact with things and people and with the environment around us, it means that we have a stronger sense of self and that means that we can really take ownership of who we are, how we interact with the world, and the choices that we make that not only impact ourselves, but the people around us. Take a deep breath in, lift up a little bit taller. As you exhale, slide the shoulders down and begin to open the eyes. Thank you so much, everyone. It was a pleasure to be here with you, and it's just something else. Meditating out in nature really allows you to maybe find a better sense of grounding. But let me know how you found this practice, and if you wanted to see any more, flick me a message or leave a comment. I love to hear from you. And yeah, I look forward to practicing and sitting with you again sometime soon. Mwah.